and good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are live with David Boles in our live stream. Today marks our third straight week of streaming here with you and enjoying our time together. We appreciate you very much. We're glad you're here with us, and we'll do our best to be interesting and entertaining. So today I'm wearing my Janna Marie shirt, once again, the Screaming Mimi. Yes. And of course, we still have our delicious Janna Marie tumbler. Absolutely functional. Delicious. And one thing I've noticed this morning, and I'm not sure why, but I appear slightly out of focus. And I'm trying to think if this is some weirdness with the blatant paleness of my skin and the darkness of my shirt. But when I put my hand here, my camera sort of focuses, and then I'm in focus. Move my hand back, I'm a little burning out. Where's the light coming from? Maybe the light is too bright, too short. But when the light is blocked, then you see all the wrinkles in the ugly face. So maybe burning out is better, I don't know. So this is the third week of streaming, and we've had an interesting time. Yesterday, it seems we lost our ability to send titles in quotes. It's a new process, and when I type title, it should pop up. Hey, there it is. Boleswick's title is David Boles Live. Okay, and when I type exclamation point, or anyone in chat types this, quote, it should show up. The strong are saying nothing till they see Robert Frost. Okay, so now I'm going to try another little test, if I can, from our Boles brand bot, and just say hello and see if that works. It's not working yesterday. Okay, Boles brand says that. Can Boles brand put a quote up? Let's see. Yes, Boles brand quote number 28. Your life belongs only in your hands. I said that. Now, if I pull up another quote, does that go under my name? I'm asking for the quote? No, the quote always comes from Boles brand. All right. So, one time over the last 3 weeks, the first 12 minutes of the live stream, I did not have my microphone on. I probably should have stopped the stream, started all over, and then deleted that stream from existence. But I soldiered on because I didn't know really what else to do. Yesterday I discovered that I looked like this for about half the show, and I don't know why or what happened, but I had a big black bar above my head, as you can see, pushing on the black bar. Just a mistake, a lousy, sloppy mistake on my side by not having this perfectly centered. Now we're there, and now we're pushing up on nothing. There's no black bar. Sometimes the music is too loud, sometimes the music is too soft, so if you're in chat, or if you're watching remotely and you can't be in chat right now, just send me a little message saying, hey, the music is a little too loud. Or, you know, you're speaking to us, but your microphone is not on. Or, half of you has disappeared. We don't know where you are. Please come back. Or you could just say, you know what? This looks better. Just stay like that for the entire stream. I might do it, I might not do it. You'll never know unless you ask. But the one thing that has always been consistent is this Pretzel Rocks thing, always telling us what song is playing. That's been the one reliable thing in this live stream. So, I realized the problem with the quotes not showing was our chat bot that is provided by Streamlabs OBS for Macs. Slobs, as you know. And the remedy seems to be turn off the chat bot for 10 minutes, then turn it back on and everything's fine. And that did seem to work, although I also did a fresh reinstall of Slobs for Mac just because sometimes that helps. So it was one or the other, but at least it all seems to be working again now, which is very happy and very pleasing. Now, as you know, we're back to doing our intermittent fasting, where we fast for 18 hours and then the rest of the day we have an eating window where we eat around 1,500 calories and then we're done. We're in our cutting phase. And now, today we're starting a 3-day fast, a 72-hour day fast, the 72-hour fast for 3 days, finishing Sunday evening. And we've done longer fasts before, 5, 7 days, but a 3-day fast is challenging enough. You have to keep your energy up, got to go for little walks, so you're making sure you're burning the right stuff. And one thing I noticed is the moment I wake up in the morning, I just, like most people do a mighty stretch. And lately I've been getting just like a little cramp in my leg or my calf or my back, and I thought it was maybe not enough salt, too much salt, medication for blood pressure wrong. I asked my doctor about it. She was a little concerned, did a lot of blood workup, everything's fine. But since we've gone back to this intermittent fasting thing, for whatever reason, now when I wake up and I stretch, there is no cramping. It's like a little miracle, all done through my better behavior. So I also noticed that when I fast, the floaters in my eyes tend to disappear. I guess sometimes your body just needs an opportunity to clean and get rid of all the gunky stuff inside of you. So one of the things we're using to fight our intermittent hunger during our 3-day fast is drink a lot of water. You can have some coffee, just black coffee if you need it, seltzer water, bubble water, and a little bit of tea. And we love green tea. We are connoisseurs of green tea. And we tend to drink a lot of green tea, and I found this online. I have nothing to do with them financially. They did not send this to me, I purchased this. We purchased this. I'm not getting anything by showing this to you, but there are 100 green tea bags in here, organic, highly rated online. The entire bag of 100 pods of green tea is $14. So if you're a tea connoisseur, each cup of tea costs you, what, 14 cents? Now, if you drink a lot of tea, you know that's a really good deal. So this is going to help us, I think, quite dramatically make it through. Arrived yesterday, expires May of 24. So it's a good deal all around. And it's quite delicious. I drank some yesterday in preparation for the big fast today. And it's quite wonderful. Not bitter at all. Tastes very good. Now, as you also know, as a 3-week, perhaps, fan of this live stream, is my ongoing relationship, if we can call it that, with this thing. My GoPro Hero 10. I have ranted about it. I have tried to rave about it at appropriate times in our conversations. This is a little port, the USB-C port that goes in there. It charges this, so you don't only have to always open this. But I have a lot of batteries now, so I'm satisfied so far that maybe this will work out. It won't be a waste of money, because this was supposed to be my streaming cam, but it overheats. Even with this little port here, and even with this open, even if you take out the battery, it overheats. It's not meant to be used for longer than 20 minutes, I guess. And the stream we do is like 2 hours. But I have discovered that the key to this thing is not just this, but it's all the little doodads you have to buy to make this thing work. So I'll show you what a couple of them are. Because there are a lot of things to buy to get the full thing out of the GoPro. Because I'm trying to think, maybe there's some way I can use this to make interesting videos for you, ASL, exercising, workouts, that I can later upload. It won't be live, but it would be recorded on really nice video. That's the idea anyway. So here are some of the doodads that I have. this is a GoPro doodad that is a remote control. And you press the top, and it turns on, and it always seems to want to pair with the camera. But I think I figured it out that if you turn on the camera first, and then you turn this on, then it stops wanting to pair, and it will just control the recording of the camera. I don't know if this means it's on or not. I really don't know because, frankly, I'm confused by the whole thing. As I said, there was one video session we had with Janna where I thought I was recording and then I wasn't recording. So every time I hit the button, it was the wrong button, and I was recording her for 4 hours, all of her rehearsals. And then I guess to turn it on and off, record, not record this, and do this. And this actually, when you figure it out, it does actually work. I am a little impressed by it. Because I strap this on my wrist, and then I don't have to touch the camera, because every time you touch the GoPro camera, it shakes. So if I have the camera set up, and I ink on this, record, finish, it works. That's been proven in the field that it works. Now I have to turn it off, or it's going to do something else. Press, 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 turn off. Okay, it flashes, that means it's going off. Okay, now it's off. Oh, no, it turned back on. I think I pressed it too long. Oh, now it's trying, see? Huh? Now it's trying to pair. I don't want it to pair, I've paired it 100 times. So I think I'm just gonna leave it and hope it turns off on its own. I don't know if it will. My next little doodad is really quite delightful. And it's a mini light. Now this is a diffuser. It's white rubber. Light shines through it to make a softer light instead of a harsh light. These are the LEDs. They click onto the camera in a media mod that I don't have yet because they're out of stock. But that's coming one day soon. And light is really important when you're doing these live streams or videos because these high definition cameras love a lot of light. Otherwise things get very dark and chalky. So I'll turn this on and show you how cute it is. I'll put the diffuser on. And you press the top for a little bit, not too long. And then it turns on, see? I'll take off the diffuser so you can see what it really looks like. Yeah, it's very, very bright. Oh, I'm in a Steven Spielberg movie. That's what he does. He shines lights into the camera. All right. Then, I'll put the diffuser back on. Then, if you click it again, it gets even brighter. And you click it again, and it gets even brighter and brighter. Counting videos. And then if you click it a third time, I believe it will strobe. So if you are triggered by flashing lights, be careful, because I'm going to make it strobe now. I think, yes. Okay. I don't know what you'd use this for. Unless it was, some kind of... I don't know. Something just turned off. I don't know what it was. Oh, it was the camera. Camera's off. Light is still on. So then you hold this down, and then it should turn off. And that's off. So it's this little tiny little thing. And it recharges here on the side. Somehow. Well, it's not opening. Oh, yes, it is. It goes this way. This thing pops open like a little snap thing. Pop. Then you plug in. It charges for an hour. And then you have a lot of light. So that's great to have a little tiny light source that fits in your pocket. Next, I have big plans for this. And there's also there's another version of this that goes on your head. But this is the chest version. It looks like an octopus. Hello. GoPro. And it goes over your head and straps on your body, right? Like this. and then down. I've tried it on. It fits tightly, but it's supposed to. It's supposed to be very tight on your chest. So it's on your chest like this, tight. And then this unscrews, and then you screw in your camera. So it gives you a point of view. It's like the police cameras that they wear. And then you can move around. So I could, go outside, take a walk, take you on a walk of the neighborhood, and talk to you and show you interesting things. And people might notice us or might not notice us. I don't know. They'd probably be upset. I could do surreptitious interviews with people. So what do you really think of apartment 2212? Well, so I have high hopes for this as well. Or exercising, right? I mean, there's one that goes on your head. Maybe the head one's better for exercising because this is just going to show you what's right in front of you, but I don't know how it would show point of view because it doesn't really move. So if you're in a down position and you want to show the movement of your hands or your head or your shoulders, it wouldn't show it very well. But that's what this is. Very padded. It's very soft. Quite lovely, actually. Now, finally, we get to the point of our rant. Rant. Our disappointment. And I might be getting an emergency call from the front desk downstairs because UPS is coming to pick this up momentarily. So if we get an emergency call, I may disappear for a minute, but I'll be right back. This is such a wonderful thing, and it just doesn't work. This, if you are a film person, you recognize what this is. It's not a Steadicam, but it's close to an idea of what a Steadicam is and does. This is called a gimbal. And it has a battery inside, and it works electronically. And you put your camera here. See these little things at the top? It screws in here. And then the camera's on here. And it moves every which way. And what it does is when you move, the camera does not move. So it steadies your hand electronically, and it's very smooth running. It just doesn't work. The battery won't take a charge. Dead on arrival, fresh out of the sack, as they might say. And you have controls here where you can record. This is a joystick that puts it in different directions, so you can hold it and then make it move as you want it to move. Very slick. I would imagine. I wouldn't know because it doesn't work. Take pictures, record. That's the charging port. This, I believe, is just like on and off. If it's moving or not, sometimes you don't want it to move. You just want it to stay steady. And finally, these are Bluetooth. It pairs Bluetooth, camera, recording, and mode. So this had great promise. I was very excited. Charged it for 12 hours, nothing happened. Also, might use it for eye exams. Can you see what's going on? Pre-glaucoma. So it's a disappointment. I was going to have a lot of fun with this weekend. And it was expensive too. It's about $150. Doesn't work. Could have used it as a celebration. If it only made noise, it'd be a noisemaker, right? Then we'd really have something. So yesterday was Diwali. What is Diwali, you ask? Well, we're going to talk about it just briefly for a moment. Diwali is a celebration of light. And a lot of my Indian friends love and celebrate Diwali. It's a celebration of light over darkness. My friend Katha, who used to write for me at bolesblogs.com, used to always send me a little hello for Diwali every year. Maybe as a warning because of where I live, or as a reminder of the celebration to be had. And it was some kind of candle, or sometimes it was an exploding thing, firework. And I always appreciated getting that from her. Then she got married, moved to India, and I don't hear from her as much. So we live in Jersey City, and Jersey City has a very large India community. And we're about 2 blocks from what is colloquially known as Little India. It's a street on Newark. And it's about a block, 2 blocks long, and it's just Indian restaurants, Indian shopping, Indian grocery stores, Indian clothing stores, Indian jewelry stores. It's very wonderful. You cross the street and you're in a whole different world, which is a good thing, not a bad thing. And what I love about Diwali is that it celebrates the spiritual victory of light over darkness, good over evil, knowledge over ignorance. That's just really lovely. And I have learned over the years that Diwali is loud. Diwali is fireworks, and it starts in the evening and goes all night. And Diwali doesn't care if you have to wake up and do a live stream in the morning. Diwali is Diwali. Here's some examples of some celebrations of Diwali in the New York, New Jersey area. It's quite delightful. It's 4th of July, but in more ways than one, it's a larger celebration of the 4th of July. Hello, my lovely Dora says good morning. It is a good morning. It's Friday. It's the day after Diwali. But it's very interesting. Now, you know when this was taken. This was taken this year because there's the fireworks and there are the masks that set you in a certain place and time. So Diwali is a celebration, and sometimes it's a little bit of a loud celebration. Here's a Reddit version of Diwali from last night right here in Jersey City, where they closed down the streets and all of the neighborhoods around the area light up the sky with fireworks. And that's in the street. That's Little India in the street. The streets are closed. And everyone's setting off their fireworks in the street. A little messy. Very bright. You sort of worry about these flags at the top getting set on fire by the explosions below. But so far, everything has been fine and safe. And just for your further examination, here is the Diwali celebration last night, right here in Jersey City. Posted this morning. So Diwali is a good time. People are very happy. It's very important to people who celebrate Diwali that Diwali is a positive, good, important force over the darkness and the evil that is becoming embedded in our lives. And it's really quite fancy. I have a feeling there's sound on this video, but I don't hear any sound, so I'm assuming there was no sound recorded. It's all visual. And you can see the stores are closed. Everyone's outside. Everyone's celebrating with the lights. Now, fireworks, as you know, from the 4th of July are a little loud. They do interfere slightly with your sleep. I'm not complaining. I'm just making an observation. Let's skip ahead a little bit, see if there's anything else going on in this video. Oh, now that's fun. Diwali is for children. Everyone gets dressed up late at night. It's the reason to stay up and not have to probably go to school in the morning because you're celebrating the celebration of life. Oh, these are the ones. See, this is why I don't understand why the flags don't get caught on fire, but I guess I'm just being nervous because nobody else seems to care. And more fun with Diwali. Oh, big sparks. A lot of fun. You can hear that exploding 2 or 3 blocks away. And the thing about Diwali is it's a celebration. However, the question remains, as someone asked this morning on Reddit, who's going to clean this up? This is Little India, 2 blocks away. That's the street. Early this morning, people set off the fireworks and then they all go home. Now, there are street sweepers that come in and kind of put all this in the gutter, but still, it doesn't get picked up. It just gets shoved over. Well, some people don't pick up after their Diwali celebrations, but that doesn't mean that we can't continue to celebrate Diwali. So that's what happened last night. Now we're briefly going to take a break for blood pressure. Then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about opportunity in education. And it will be an interesting conversation about memory and learning and belonging. And I will see you momentarily. Thank you for being here. Back in a flash. And we are back from break. Thank you for sticking with us. David Boles live and a wonderful Diwali celebration. And now we're going in a little bit of a different direction, but we're sticking with our theme of light and darkness and what it means to be a prescient human being in the world at large. So we do have all different kinds of light and darkness. And I'm especially interested in education and memory and learning and how ideas are passed from one person to another. And I'm often reminded of, it's not the plight, the status of what we'll call low-function adults, low-information adults. There are certain phrases that are used, but we're talking about education and mental capacity and how you handle that situation in a modern world. So I'll set up an example for you and see if you have thoughts on this. So let's say you have a person who has gone through high school and either graduates or doesn't graduate, but you're at that point of being 17, 18, maybe up to 21 in some states. You can remain in high school. And you're ready to take the next step in your life, to get a job, to go to college, to get training, to be a craftsperson. But what do you do when you are told, or you find out, that your level of function, even though you've graduated from high school, but your level, which is 12th grade, your level of function is that of a second grader? You read and write, and your math skills are second grade level. But you were never held back. You were pushed through the system, public or private, until you reach the age of maturity, adulthood, and you can't go to school anymore. You either have to make a decision. You work or not, or you go to college or not, or you try to train. And there are more people in this situation around us than we realize or some people care to admit. And there is a lot of expectation and a lot of disappointment in how some of these things play out in the real world. So many of these students, low information, low function, who have the diploma, that really have no future job or life prospects. And around them, the people who graduated with them, who are reading and writing at appropriate levels, 12th grade, are being accepted to college. And that doesn't mean that they're not accepted too, because there are some for-profit colleges, mainstream colleges, out to make money. Every college is out to make money. Who will accept a student who has a second grade reading and writing level? Now they put them in, we used to call it remedial tutoring training. Now it's pre-college something. No credit. You're paying tuition. And the idea is you go to this college with your friends who are taking regular classes for credit. And you're there just taking remedial courses, trying to get caught up. And it doesn't always work. So you're in college, but not really in college. And you have to take out student loans or get financial aid, financial support, so you can try to stay up with your peers. You want to be with them. You want to take classes with them, even though you're not. You want to live with them in the dorms or off campus. That's your circle of friends that you've been with from an early age. But your diagnosis is, in testing, is that you're not going to be college material, but you're still in college or you want to go to college. And maybe, working in fast food is the job that is best described to fit you, but you don't want that. You may read and write at the second grade level, but you have cognition and opportunity, and you want to be part of your group and with your friends. What do you do? You can always keep trying, but you've had 10 years to try and to get to that point of success, and it's not happening. And many of these low-function, low-opportunity adults don't want to deal with that reality of not being able to follow their dreams. And the parents are often not a lot of help either, because the parents want their kid to be successful and get a good job and get a good education and have good friends. But the mental capacity isn't there. And we're not talking about mental impairment. We're just talking about the ability to learn and employ new ideas and new themes. A process of learning. Some people learn quicker than others. And some people don't have the capacity to move beyond a certain point. But that doesn't mean that they're slow, or, as we used to say 40 years ago, retarded or mentally incapacitated. It just means they have a different level of service for what they expect to accomplish in their life. So some of the low-function adults accept that reality and okay, so I can't go to college. I can't get money to go, and when I get there, I'm not going to be in 4 credit classes anyway. So I'm going to go out and get a job. And there are jobs out there for that level of mental and physical functionality. However, many of those adults don't want that particular job. They want a job that pays $25 an hour. Because that's what their family's making, that's what their other friends like them who are out in the job force are making, $25 an hour. And how do you tell them? Well, they graduated from college, they graduated from high school, they have a GED, a good degree. They can demand $25 an hour. You, however, are on a lower functional level, second grade. You're not going to get $25 an hour. You're probably going to get a minimum wage. Well, that's destructive to an ego and a sense of purpose and a sense of belonging and a sense of being, and a disappointment that is not readily accepted. And what do we, the rest of us in society who want to see people do well and succeed and find a place in society, how do we help those people feel wanted and successful. And in some ways, they probably would like to feel they're good at something or superior to others in some interesting way. And I don't know the answer. These are the questions I have. I don't know how you help someone who has a very large expectation and ego, because we do a lot of ego buffing now in America. Well, you're reading at 2nd grade level, but we're going to push you to 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Meaning that in those years, you're pretty much just sitting there not understanding a lot because you're not able to apply the knowledge that's being given to you. But you're still here. Here's your participation trophy. Here is your diploma. Now please get out and go do something. Because these schools are created in such a way that you don't really want to hold back a student because it looks bad for the school. You want to keep pushing them out and pushing them forward. And so they get pushed out, they get pushed forward, and now what? Well, some of them go on welfare, Social Security, disability support. But that's not really a way to have a life. That's not a way to move forward in society and to become a part of society. So it's very hard because there's expectation and then there's a reality. And most of us face a reality, and some people are just not able to do it. So when expectation and reality come together and clash, some people just give up. Their friends are moving up, but moving on and finding success, and they are not finding success. And it's a little bit heartbreaking. It's hard for them as well. Because sometimes they have families or they're sexually active or whatever, and now they have to provide for a family that they've created, but they read and write at a 2nd grade level, and they can't make enough in the job market to support a family. So then what happens? The government steps in. It's a little bit of a mess. And I don't know if the right answer is to hold them back until they're able to read and write at a 3rd grade level, and then hold them back until they can go on to 4th grade. Or if some people just don't have the capacity to learn in that way, that structured way. But there are other jobs you can do that have great value to a community that don't have to have anything to do with literacy or reading or writing. But they can be hard to find. So these are the questions that haunt us and follow us as members of a community. Which leads me into my next little segment here, where we're going to talk about memory and knowing and the ability to learn. And we're going to deal with a little bit of aphasia. And to do that, I need to bring up my next scene. And it's not Diwali. It is this. Okay. I've always been interested in memory and learning and how my podcast is Human Meme. How do we transfer knowledge from one person to another? The process of sharing information. And when I was a student at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I wrote several plays, one-act plays. And one of the plays I wrote was called Bits and Pieces. And it was about aphasia. And aphasia, in the case of this particular play, here's the play. You can read the play online. Was a play about the loss of memory, aphasia. Nicky, 16, only son, due to an accident on the high wire. This was a circus family. Accident on the high wire, he is now aphasic. Home from treatment, he wears slippers, hospital greens, and there's a large white bandage that circles his clean-shaven head. When he walks, only his feet seem to move. The rest of his body is stiff and inflexible. So what is aphasia? Let's look it up together.
Aphasia.
Now, see, I pronounced it aphasia, but this is pronounced as aphasia.
Aphasia.
All right, we went through that yesterday. We're not going through that again. And there are different types of aphasia. They all interfere with your ability to speak and understand language. So in my play, the character is not able to speak or communicate, but is still a human being with thoughts and feelings, perhaps only surviving at a second or third grade level. Who knows? But he's a high wire performer, and he fell and hit his head. So aphasia is an interesting conundrum of what's being understood and felt and expressed. And then, as life would have it, as things change, 30 years or so after I wrote that play, bits and pieces, and dealt with the idea of what a mind is and how it operates, my mother-in-law, Janna's mother, who knew sign language, very involved in the deaf community and education, worked at the Iowa School for the Deaf, helped Janna become the person that she is today, the wonderful person that she is today. She had a stroke. Oh, something just happened. Oh, someone's following us. Thank you so much. Puka Casa Smelly Poo. I don't know if that's an obscene name or not, but I'm grateful to have you following us. Thank you so much. It's an absolute delight. So Janna's mother, who is now dead now, she died a couple of years ago, and I asked Janna if she felt comfortable coming in, talking about this with you a little bit, and I would interpret, and she was not ready for that yet. But here's the most fascinating thing. I wrote a blog article about this in 2010, which is when her mother was diagnosed after having a stroke. It wasn't necessarily aphasia. Oh, here, I'm sorry, someone's talking to me. Howdy, Pookie Smelly. Tell me, what's obscene? Just the smelly poo I'm wondering is obscene. I'm just kidding with you. Okay. Well, this is not nice. Oh, thank you so much. That's very wonderful. Oh. Well, we just banned Pookie Smelly Poo. We've heard a lot about people who do that. We don't understand them. We're in the middle of a fun conversation about aphasia. And a name like that pops up. Oh well. Gone. So, Janna's mother, after her stroke, was diagnosed with pure Alexia without Agraphia. Wow. What in the world does that mean? And in many ways, it's very devastating when you're an older woman in her 70s and you have a stroke and you're trying to come back from it and speak and communicate. Dora, thank you so much. Yeah, it's very difficult to figure out how to read the live chat and have a communication. There's no SOS button. Yeah, I wonder if there's some way to let people know what's going on. I guess I just need to pay attention more. Oh well, that's part of the online life. It's part of the risk and the reward of live chat. You have a lovely Dora who is here and positive, and then you have other people with terrible names who show up and try to poop on everything you're doing. Which is fine. That's the way life is. And they might come back, use a different name, you just ban them again. That's how it works. So Janna's mother was diagnosed with this fascinating condition called pure Alexia without Agraphia. And I wrote this article, and it still fascinates me today. I still have no idea what's going on. Alexia means you have lost the ability to read. It is a form of aphasia, which is sort of mind-bending because I have been always interested in the brain in that play from 30 years ago, Bits and Pieces. Aphasia. And agraphia means the inability to write or spell. And this was a diagnosis from her doctors in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Absolutely fascinating. So pure Alexia without agraphia means you can write and spell, but not read what you just spelled and wrote. I still don't understand it today. Pure Alexia without agraphia was discovered in 1892, and it is best described as a linguistic blindfolding. And a good friend of mine, who happened to be my mother-in-law, is diagnosed with this. And she dealt with it really well. So what this meant for Janna's mother is that she could write on a piece of paper, but she could not read what she just wrote. Now that's, for me as a writer, sort of terrifying. You couldn't edit what you wrote, but you could keep rewriting what you wrote. But how do you know what you wrote if you couldn't read it? So if you have this, pure Alexia without agraphia, you can not read the newspaper. But if someone read the newspaper to you, then you figure it out. You can hear it, you process it, and you learn. She could listen to the TV news on television, but if there was information that was put up on the screen in text, she couldn't understand that or read it. Numbers seem to be okay. So the fascinating part is Janna's mother knew sign language, learned sign language because of Janna. And became an interpreter and worked at Iowa School for the Deaf. So I asked Janna, I said, so when your mother was afflicted with this pure Alexia without agraphia, how would you communicate with her? And Janna's mother could sign to Janna. Writing. Signing, writing. Same part of the brain, I guess. But if Janna responded to her in sign or in writing, she couldn't understand it. Now, if someone interpreted, voiced what was being said, then the mother understood. But if it was just the visual hand text, written text, hand text, her brain could not process it. So that makes someone very vulnerable to being exploited, to being told, oh, just sign this contract. You don't have to read it. I'll tell you what's in it. You just sign it. Which is what of a lot of illiterate people growing up, second grade, can't read a contract, not educated. And then you're 70 years old and suddenly you're put back in the second grade. Lovely Dora. Esna's son. My son won a 6th grade signing contest for music and memory. This nano is my sick brain made out of socks. A sock brain. I may still have it. I love it. If you find it, put it online and we'll go look at it, or send it to me and we'll talk about it next week. So can you imagine being 70 years old, being able to read and write and function, and then being pulled back because of a brain malfunction to the 2nd grade, where you're illiterate and you can't communicate, and you don't know what to do, and you're completely reliant on other people, where you didn't used to have to be, but you can't read a bill that's sent to you, you can't read the newspaper, you're tremendously reliant on the kindness of others, and if they're going to be mean to you or not. It's really a heartbreaking kind of situation. So people who have these kind of brain issues retain their memory. Janna's mom was told something, spoken something to her, she could remember it. But the moment of after she wrote something and then was trying to read what she wrote, she couldn't do it. The current moment was blocked. But the history of what happened remains. So it's not just what you see and what you interpret that makes up a life or a mind. It also has to include the successful processing of that information. So the mind, memory, is all about belonging. Until the day you realize you don't belong anymore. All of my friends have gone off to college, and I'm here looking for a part-time job. I don't belong anymore. I used to be able to. Janna's mother was very religious and would go to church every day. I can no longer read the hymnal. I can no longer read this passage from the Bible. She knew it, but she couldn't read along with the rest of the congregation. So the construction of a mind, a person, a psyche, is more than just living in the moment. It's resurrecting the past and trying to protect the future. And with that, my friend, I'm going to take a small break for blood pressure. You know what that means. It's not a stinky poo break, but more of a pee break because of medication. And my friends who are into streaming have said, you know, when you get these trolls who come in there and cause trouble, it means you're on your way up. It means people are trying to find you and destroy good things. We welcome it. We will take them on with our courage and our propriety. I'll see you in just a moment. And we are back from break. Thank you so much for being here. Janna is in the wings, getting ready to come and share an ASL story with you. She will go through the vocabulary carefully. It's a story about a race. That's all she tells me. She has a number on her shirt. It looks very fun. And I was telling her on the break about our first ever banned person. And when you're on Twitch and YouTube, you want as many people following you as possible. So you're so excited someone's following you. And then they turn out to be a smelly, poopy troll. And it's really kind of funny. And I know I read a lot of the Twitch forums, and there are bots that will come in and take over your chat stream. And people ban them and they come back as different bots, and it's a big problem. But they usually don't deal with smaller streamers like us. They like to go after the big fish where they get a lot of attention. So that's why we have some mod controls in this chat, and we can lock them down and loosen them up as necessary. You do have to be verified, though, in some ways, to join our chat, so we know who the people are causing the trouble. So just to kind of finish up on the Janna story and her mother and aphasia, I can never remember the title of this. Pure Alexia without Agraphia. So it was very hard for Janna, as a loving daughter, who depends on sign language to communicate, to have her mother, who is a sign language person, not be able to understand the language, to have that taken away from her. It's a visual language, and it's not a textual language, but it's processed in the brain the same way. So Janna would sign to her mother, and her mother would not understand. But her mother could sign to her. It's very bizarre. Now, normally, if you have that kind of condition after a stroke, you can call the parent and chat on the phone, because it's all verbal. It's being processed through the ear and not through the eye. But when your daughter is deaf and relies on visual language, and you can't process things visually, it makes for a little bit of a problem. So we're getting ready to bring in Janna for her story, and then I'll be back with you to discuss a few other interesting topics that we have flying in the wind. So I'm going to call up the Janna Hardcore ASL intro, and if you're interested in studying with Janna Marie, online or in person, you can go to hardcoreasl.com. I'll show it to you, just so you know where to find us. Make your tutoring, email us, we'll give you more information, pricing. Oh, and here we go, we talk to ourselves. Oh, that's scary, I don't like that. Okay, put that away. And you can find us on Twitch, Boles Books right now. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/BOLES. You can find us on Twitter, @DavidBoles. Instagram, Boles Books. And on Discord. Discord, you say? Of course, Discord. Now, we put out a salute to people to see if they could find us and join our server. So if you need an invite or information on how to join us, let us know. And we'll get you on. It's not necessarily intuitive. But as I understand it, we can send you a link and say, hey, we're here. Come and join us. And now it's time for something entirely different. We're getting ready for Janna Marie. She will be the next thing you see here live on David Boles Live. we are back. Janna Marie, sharing a lovely story. Now, if you have any questions... Oh, here's the problem. If you have any questions or comments about her story, you can ask them now or ask them later. It's very nice to have her with us on a lovely Friday. And just one more thought before we take our final little break of the day, which goes back to the idea of chat and how all of this works. Oh, thank you, Dora. I'll let Janna know that you thought this was wonderful. Replaying it is good. I love how she teaches the vocabulary, and then the gestures are there, and it's kind of understandable in a functional sort of way. It's very nice. And she appreciates your support and your kindness. And I made a technical mistake, as I discussed at the very beginning of this stream, all these mistakes I've made the past 3 weeks. Now, while Janna was giving her presentation, I turned down all the sound, so there was no sound. However, I didn't stop Pretzel Rocks from playing. I just turned down the volume. So you didn't hear anything. But Pretzel Rocks, as Pretzel Rocks does, keeps popping up the title of the song in the middle of Janna's presentation. And we crossed. I said, sorry about that. She said, yeah, it confused me a little bit. Was someone chatting with me? No, it was my mistake. And she said, okay. So as the stream grows, and as we become more than what we are, there will be more people who come in and try to destroy what we're doing, which is human nature, I guess. And that's why the big channels like Hikaru Nakamura, if you ever are interested in chess, watch his stream sometime. He has 3 live moderators in his chat. And their entire job is just to get rid of people who show up and who are disruptive to the entire process. Right now we don't have a live moderator. We rely on our bots to reply and take care of things for us. And sometimes things slip through, and that's okay. Because this is what it's like to be live. It's almost like being live on stage. Live on the radio. Live on the stage and on the radio. That's what live streaming is. Everything goes, and anything goes. So we'll take our final break, come back. If you have any questions, let me know when we get back. Otherwise, we'll start doing something else and something fun and something new. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back from our break. Thank you so much for sticking with us. David Boles live. Had a wonderful story about athleticism from the beautiful and talented Janna Marie. And Dora said during the break was going to mention I heard no music or sound. Needed to concentrate on a work task. Yeah, there was no sound. When Janna comes on, she doesn't want any sound. Music. Just voice. Not voice, but environmental sounds. She just wants it dead quiet, which is good because that's how you learn. You don't rely on your ears to function what your eyes are supposed to be seeing and processing. Oh, we have a couple of things we could do next. We could play a little bit of really bad chess, or we could revise the Human Meme podcast script. Now, normally, the big streamers would have a poll and say, hey, vote. I don't know how to do that yet because I'm a very small streamer. So if you have a preference, you can let me know. If you have questions, you want to do something else, you can ask me a question. Let me know what your thoughts are. Otherwise, I'll just decide. We usually we write the Human Meme podcast script on Mondays. Then we revise on Thursdays. But yesterday we were very busy. So we could do it today or we could not do it today. But if we don't do it today, then you're just going to be surprised when it's done. Because if you remember, it's about Twitch and live streaming. But really bad chess is fun too. Maybe we'll do a little bit of both and just see what happens. Yes, it's that time again for some really bad chess. You know it, you loved it, you've missed it. But it's back. And even though we're playing chess, we're still chatting. We're doing this to sharpen our minds. And we're going to go to the chess.com website and do the puzzle of the day, which we enjoy doing together because we do not have a time limit like we do on Chessable. Chessable is about teaching. Chessable is about telling us what to do. Chessable wants us to behave and get points, whereas chess.com just wants us to do well. So here we go. The puzzle of the day, November 5th. Wide open spaces. Wide open space. These are always hints about what they want us to do. They love us to sack our queen. And wide open spaces means you're going to be moving a lot of things a long way away. And we are playing white. The idea is to... I always think it's to put the other king in check and checkmate, but sometimes these puzzles don't do that. These puzzles just want you to improve your positioning. Okay. So we have a lovely queen here. But what do? Do we move her here? No, because then they will just be taken. We have a lovely rook here that could go here and put the king check this away. That's interesting. That could be very interesting, actually. And then we have this bishop here just kind of hanging out. He's not going to go that way, but maybe this way. Just to put pressure and to pin the knight. Yeah. Well, I'm going to try to move this rook here and see what happens. That was the right move. Now what? Now, when we're on Chessable and we're practicing, it says you have to solve this in 3 or 4 moves, 5 moves, and we find success. On these daily puzzles, you don't know if it's 1 move or 10 moves. They just make you move. So the temptation for me is to move my lovely queen here. And put the king in check, because they always want you putting your king in check, and they like to teach you to not rely on your queen and to put her in danger and to sacrifice her as much as you can. It's a little tempting to do that. Because this rook is here in a very good position, but I can't move the rook down here to put the king in check, because this rook will just take it. I like the protection. I'm going this way. Wish me luck. Yes, that was the right move. Now, I see our bishop here is very interesting on this long diagonal, which we love. Now, it doesn't put the king in check, but it gets rid of a possible threat. The threat is real, the threat is dangerous. The threat belongs only to us. Now I could put the queen here. Check. And this rook takes her, which they love in a puzzle. They love you to lose your queen. And then go Shazam here. Aha. Move this rook here to take this rook. Yeah, puts the king in check again. And then, just the threat of this bishop here. The threat of this bishop covers this square, so the king cannot escape to that square. I may have solved this. And it's a Friday. Let's see what happens. I'm nervous. Oh, not this one. The queen first. Sack the queen. They love to sack the queen. Yeah. Check the queen. Now we're going to take this rook. Take this rook. Move this rook down here. Take. Boom. Check. Boom. Yeah. And then the threat of our lovely bishop protecting this square so the king cannot move out of the way is very intriguing. And the king has nowhere else to go. And I believe we will win the puzzle. And I wish we'd put some money on this, but we didn't. So we'll just have to take self-satisfaction in knowing we did the right thing at the right moment. So, take, and we win the game. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Now we could be brave and go back and do Wednesday and Thursday's puzzle as well. But would that be tempting fate? Maybe. But what isn't tempting fate is to go to Chessable and see what kind of fun they have waiting for us. Timed fun. It's always painful because it never really works out. So let's see what courses we have that are waiting for us. I do love Chessel because there's no hiding. You're either getting it right or you're getting it wrong. And unfortunately, I got a lot of things wrong. But I've learned that when I play quietly by myself, I do well, believe it or not. Because I see it. And here, in the live stream, I have to actually say it. And that takes time, and then the timer runs down and I get all nervous. So now we're going to play white. We have to solve this problem. I think it's a back rank checkmate. Oh boy. And the time is running down already. And I'm white, yes. White to play. Okay. Ah! And my queen is in danger from this bishop. But my bishop protects my queen as well. Queen on here, check. Takes my queen. I take. It's 4 moves though, so there's always something sneaky in here. With these chessable puzzles. Okay, I'm running out of time. I'm running out of options. Well, I gotta make a move. So, doing that. Ooh, that was the right answer. Alright, so. The next logical move to my uninformed eye is this. Where you would then take the rook. King is in check. And then what? Ah, I know what. Well, maybe not. Because this bishop's going to play some role, I know, somehow, somewhere, probably going there eventually. But we won't know until we do this. So I've got to do this. I know this. That is the correct answer. So now what? Now I think we want this bishop to go here, putting the king in check. Which I believe would solve the puzzle. Because the king can't take the bishop. The king moves here. I don't think it matters. King moves here, still in check. King moves here, not in check, but then we would just move the bishop and be in check all over again. Oh, it's a tempting puzzle. And I think we better make the move. Check. Okay, now that's interesting. All right, here we go. That's interesting. So the puzzle is not over. This is the final move. And this is where I tend to mess things up in the final move. So if I move the bishop out of the way, which I'll have to do to put the king in check, where do I put the bishop? Ah. I put the bishop right. I put this bishop right here. Right, okay, right, that's the move. And then this is a revealed check. So the king can't take the bishop, but the king can take the bishop. Oh, that's not the right answer then, is it? Because the king will just go here and take the bishop. And get out of check. Oh. Oh. That's ugly. Oh, I'm running out of time. I'm just going to have to make the move. No? I almost did it. I just didn't move far enough. Right. So the king can't move here because it's in check. Okay. And the king moves here, still in check. Okay, I got it. Didn't do it right. Oh boy. Now Chessable rubs your nose in it and makes you do it right. 75% right, 4 moves. 3 minutes and 37 seconds. I won 120 stars. Not bad. Are we going to keep going? What else do we have to do? White to play. Here we go again. Oh, it's the same thing. All these back rank checkmates. Okay, so I'm white to play. White to play. White to play. Now what? I love it when you sacrifice your queen. But they also like a check right away. Is there a check right away? I don't think so. I don't even know how many steps this is. Was it 3? Well, I don't know. But I think we have to move here. Move this queen here and sacrifice her. Let's try it. Close your eyes. Not the right answer. They want me to move my rook first. Okay, now they're going to make me do it. Move the rook first. And the king takes. Okay. And then... what? This rook down here? Maybe. I'm running out of time. And then the king is in check? Maybe. The queen? Probably not. Well, that's a conundrum. It's hard to know what to do. Can't go here yet, but if I go here first, maybe I can go there later. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. No. Ah, see, they always want you to sacrifice your freaking queen. So I'll do it. Okay, then takes. Then I go here, I'm assuming. Out of order. I had it all right, but just out of order. I'm not giving up. Now we're playing black. Sometimes I feel I do better on black. I don't know. At least in puzzles. Oh, this looks very, very complicated. Well, I have a queen. And I have many, many rooks. And time is running out. So, probably something like that. Awful like that, right? Take my queen. I don't know. The rook moves are not interesting. They like exchanges. They like putting things in danger. So I'm just going to pretend that this is the right move. No. Oh. Now they're going to force me to learn it. I would never make this move. To me, this is a computer move. Putting my rook under all that pressure? Why? Oh. Okay, so that to that, which I guess means I could go here and put the king in check, but then this happens. And then that could happen? Oh, it's getting all messy. See, I don't have a plan. I'm just blindly moving. Trying to find the resources of the day. And trying to finish this chapter so we feel that we've accomplished something even though we're not winning. Oh. Yeah, I think we just gotta go here. We're running out of time. No? Oh, all the way over. I don't understand that because the king will just take. But I guess we want to get the king away from the rook. Alright, I'll make the move. See, they love the queen sacrifice. Okay, then this rook must have to go down here and take that. Who knows? 33% right. I'm going the wrong way. 4 moves. We're black again, right? Black to play. And all these rooks. It's back ranking. Very confusing. Well, there's a lot going on with these rooks. Rook upon rook upon rook. Lots of taking. And we're running out of time. Thank you, Dora. I appreciate you so much. Have a lovely weekend if I don't talk to you. Find me somewhere if you need help. Well, I'm going to go this way. Put the king in check. See what happens. Oh, that was the right move. And I just saw that. Dora took away my attention and I got it right. We need to have Dora here for every chess puzzle we do. But now what? We're very close to getting it right, but we're ending up in trouble. So the queen looks a little stuck. rook looks very intriguing. I better move. Do we want the king to move? I guess we'll go like this. Yeah, wasn't right. Oh gosh, see, that puts my queen right in danger. Okay, so they're going to force me to make the move. Bang. Take my queen. And then what? I think there are 2 more moves. This is a long puzzle. Do I go this way? Or do I take? I'm going to try to take. Okay, take, okay. And then just take. Oh, it's painful. I'm glad Dora wasn't here to see that. Very painful. But I only have 2 more puzzles and I finish this chapter, and then we get to go into something else. We get away from the rooks for a while. Okay, here we go. White to play. And it's the rooks again. Rooks and queens. Yeah, rooks and queens. And I'm white. I always love moving knights, but I don't think this is a knight puzzle. They want you putting your rooks in danger. And I don't have a queen to sacrifice, which is very interesting because they love it when that happens. Well. Oh, I'm running out of time. I gotta make some kind of a move, but I don't know what to do. Oh, this just looks so ugly. Everything's ugly. I gotta move something. That was a mouse slip. Oh, I guess it was telling. Yeah, okay. So I tried to move my knight here, and I moved my knight the other way. Okay. I was trying to move it here, but it said, no, it's wrong, move it up here. So it forces you to make the right move. Okay. Now, I don't know why the king moves instead of the pawn taking the knight. This is where I get confused in the puzzles. It would help if I were a little bit better. But by moving the knight, it now frees me up for this lovely rook to go down here and take this lovely rook. Which looks to me like the proper move, so I think I'm going to make it. Oh yeah! That was the right move. Now what? Now I gotta make a move. The king is sort of trapped. Okay, I see what's going on here now. So I gotta take with this knight has to take, this rook has to take this knight. Yeah, I see that. Okay, I'm getting better now. And now this rook has to go here to put the king in check. Yes, and then this queen is going to go down here and block. Yes, I think. Yes. I think. And then this knight takes the queen. I don't know. I have no clue. But I'll try it. I'll go now. Hello. Oh, yeah. Okay, now the question is, do we take with the knight? No, we have to take with the rook. And then what? Well, the king can't take because of the knight. And the king can't move here. And the king moves here. And then I take the queen. Oh, I think it's wonderful. I think we're ending on a high note. Things are getting better, I think. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, it didn't even let me finish. I explained it so well it knew. 5 moves. I think that's the most moves we've successfully completed together. My accuracy was only 80%. Oh, I thought I got 100%. Time studied, only 3 minutes and 13 seconds. 150 stars. 1 more and we finish the chapter. And then we're supposed to go back and overstudy these, but I never really do because I keep liking to learn new things and not repeating old things. Oh boy, this looks very complicated for a puzzle, and I forgot to look how many moves it is. It's either 4 or 5. And I'm white. Oh my. Oh boy. Oh, this looks dangerous. Lots of danger. Well, they love a queen sacrifice, and that's what it's looking like. It's looking like a queen sacrifice. I'm running out of time. I'm going to try this. No. Well, that's interesting, because that's a move that doesn't really put anything in danger. It's just a rook taking a pawn. Okay. And then the queen takes. Oh, boy. Okay. Now I'm back on a timer. So what did that get me? Sent Janna a little note saying I think UPS is downstairs waiting to pick up our box, but I'll take care of it. Because I must win this puzzle first. Oh, and I'm running out of time. I shouldn't be SMSing when I'm on a clock. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it's all going so wrong. Oh, I gotta move. I'm just gonna make the same move I made before because I don't see what it should be. That's not it. Oh. Now they forced me to make my move. Okay, so move here puts the king in check. Okay, I get that. Now I want to move my queen down there, gonna put him in check, but I can't because the knight will take me, so that's not the answer either. But maybe it is. Oh, maybe it is. I'll try it again. It's got to be right eventually, right? Oh, here we go. Don't yell. And then this goes down here. Hello. Oh, baby. Congratulations. Oh, we did it on a Friday. We did it on a Friday. Congratulations. Hard work pays off. You finished learning the chapter. Oh, that's so wonderful. 4 moves, 50% accuracy, 120 points. Well, we finished the chapter. We're not going to start a new chapter, but I am curious what our next chapter is. Oh my, what is this? Oh, I see. Okay, that's telling us that our chapter is done. So we need to go back to the chapter, or get out of the chapter or something. Back to chapter list. That's what we're looking for. So we finished chapter 2. Back rank mates. Little tough. Next is mate in the end game. Now that sounds interesting. Look at that. Well, that's coming up, but not today. Well, my friend, we had a wonderful, interesting day. We talked about memory and aphasia and how we learn pure Alexia. Interesting things. Had a wonderful story from Janna Marie about winning a race. We talked about green tea. We talked about GoPro Hero 10 gimbals that turn out to be useless except for eye exams. Hello. Nice to see you. We had our share of trolls, which means we're moving up in the world, online streaming. They don't troll you unless there's a reason, and the reason is popularity. And this concludes our 3rd successful week of live streaming here on David Boles, and I thank you so much. Please follow if you aren't. It doesn't cost you anything. Say hello if you want to, here in chat, or you can find me online at David Boles on Twitter. You can send me a message on Facebook, facebook.com/BOLES. Instagram is Boles Books. We also stream live on YouTube. Boles Blues is the username to follow there. And I thank you so much for educating me and helping lead the way on what's important and what needs to be discussed. If there are topics you would like covered, or if you have any feedback, you know where to find me now. And join our Discord server. I don't know exactly what that means or how to get there, but I know we have one because I set it up. If you need an invite to go directly to our server, find me online. If you're interested in hardcore ASL tutoring, go to hardcoreasl.com. Click on the link, and I will respond to you. But for now, thank you so much. Have a lovely weekend if I don't speak to you sooner. I'll see you bright and early Monday as we begin again to make the place, this world, more interesting and more understanding and understandable. Have a great weekend.